water tanker's full. Hey everyone, Thunderbolt 1000 Siren Productions here. Now I promised the Reading and Northern doubleheader would be the next railfan video, but after this trip, I decided to change my priorities. We're here today at the Cumberland Station all the way in the western Maryland area, up by the West Virginia border. We start out on day 1 of my 3-day stay here, and catch Western Maryland Scenic Railway's B32-8, number 558, filling up the water tanker for the Polar Express excursions tomorrow with the 1309. I did ride the excursion the next day, as well as Railfan CSX with a lucky view from my hotel, but both of those will be separate videos as the excursion was about an hour long, and well, let's just say there was a lot of CSX traffic that weekend. Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, as the name suggests, runs on former Western Maryland trackage between Cumberland and Frostburg, Maryland, with their shops being located at the ex-Western Maryland shops in Ridgely, West Virginia, located just across the Potomac River off-screen. The line survived the triple merger between Western Maryland, Baltimore, Ohio, and Chesapeake, Ohio in the 80s to become part of the Chessie system, but was set to be abandoned by Chessie's successor, CSX, in the late 80s. But it was seen as a possible tourist attraction by the city of Cumberland. After being purchased off by the city, the line was owned by the Scenic Railroad Development Corporation, and trackage ran under the Allegheny Central Railroad, before the previously mentioned SRDC was able to start on their own as what we now know as the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad. Off to Frostburg they go. Now we move on to day 2. Look at the genius standing in the gauge. Sorry about the shot being backlit. Well, here she is, the star of the show, old 1309. 1309 has a rich history. It holds the distinction of being the very last Class 1 mainline locomotive built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works of Eddystone, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Philadelphia, and one of their last steam locomotives overall, being built in 1949 for the Chesapeake and Ohio for heavy coal drags. After retirement from revenue service in 1956, it was stored for 20 years at the C&O's Roundhouse at Peach Creek, West Virginia. Then, along with several other locomotives, 1309 was moved to the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum in Baltimore, Maryland in 1972, where it received a cosmetic restoration and put on static display for over 20 years. My uncle, Pat D. Tommaso, would see her at Baltimore sometime in the 90s or early 2000s, as seen here. She would be moved to the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad by 2014, and after several setbacks, including the CSX train transporting it running over a crossing, and a thief stealing parts for scrap value, 1309 was operational by December 31st, 2020, and after numerous test runs, 1309 finally entered excursion service on December 17th, 2021, pulling the annual Polar Express trains. Several days after my uncle's tragic passing from a heart attack on the 1st of December 2021. The trip was special to me, as not only was I going after one of the largest operational steam engines on the East Coast, I was doing it in honor of my uncle. Alright, let's not get too emotional here. Let's get going to Frostburg. The train crew got out of the gate rather late, so we gotta go! Now at Frostburg, we're going to watch 1309 arrive for the first Polar Express trip. I didn't end up riding this trip, but as said previously, that'll probably be a separate video. Let me know if you want to see it. Also, excuse the background noise. A lot of kids and parents got excited to see 1309 stomp up this near 3% grade up here with B32-8 558 and F40M-2F450 behind on the other end of the consist. Yeah, it's that steep. I'm not kidding.
It's like pure. Oh my god! Pure. How we get whatever we do, like the list of that, everyone's on these oh boy. Woo. Have a great trip.
You too.
No, I'm staying up north. And I've been the eastern half of St. Louis all the way to one time I was getting 100 pounds. Wasn't hungry. But it was really have a great day.
Nice talking to you, bud. Yeah, same to you. Roger, spot it when you're ready. Since you're leading the way. Which one do you want to be down here? Which one do you want to be?
What a ride that was! It sure was a lot of fun. Well, despite the sun now being pretty much non-existent, I still wanted to get some shots of her, even if it be in the pitch dark. We'll do these next shots in order of location going eastward and then back west. First up, Patty Baker Road. Next is Woodcock Hollow Road, right on a hairpin curve. Alright, now let's follow them back to Frostburg. Well, that's the trips for today done. Now the Diesels will take 1309 back to the shops to store the train and tie it down for the night. We'll catch them here at Frostburg leaving, then go back to Cumberland.
Here we go. line for the Wiley. I see you down there. Roger.
Well, there they go, but hey, we're not done yet. With the power of video editing, new day, better lighting, cloudy skies, and my last day here before my 4-hour drive back home. As usual, gotta top up with water. Dynamo Productions by chance happened to be chasing 1309 too, so I got into running their team for a bit. Pretty cool. For the last day, I was only going to chase the ferry move to as far as Horseshoe Curve. I know, kinda disappointing, but it was due to me not wanting to drive home in the middle of the night. Wish I could have stayed longer, but oh well. Like I said, 4-hour drive. we are. This spot is what I like to call Maryland's Horseshoe Curve. You should know why. If you don't, it's because it bears similarities to the real Horseshoe Curve in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Sharp turn, steep grade, the overall view, etc. All that's missing is more tracks and more mountains. And more trains. Off to Frostburg they go. Unfortunately, this is where the video ends, as I had a long way home. But don't worry, I got plenty more action coming in the pipeline, and I plan to return to get more shots in much, much warmer weather. Of course, though, it is that time of year again. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas, or whatever the heck you celebrate. But either way, enjoy it all the best you can. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the new year. Bye.